So Iyom BIanca Odumegwu-Ojukwu actually speak on something that is very, very important concerning the Southeast. Yes, the Southeast governors. Now, he said, why many Southeast governors encounter so much animosity and hatred once they are out of office. It's frank, bold, and explosive. It's not, I will not say it's just only when they are out of office. Nowadays, this current Gen Z don't even care to know whether you are still a sitting governor or you are not. In as much as you're not doing the right thing that you have voted for, they will definitely criticize you. Here is our own part of the story. Don't forget to subscribe.
You've talked about the challenges pertaining to the trickle-down effects of most government programs into the communities or the grassroots. Last question, please. Why do most governors, especially here in the Southeast, encounter a lot of antagonism and vilification once they leave office?
Would you prefer a diplomatic answer to this question or a straightforward one?
As honest as can be.
So, except for those of them who have actively created a legacy of empowerment or have deliberately set in motion a process of sound leadership succession across the political and administrative arena, the raw truth is that the average Nigerian governor in the course of an 8-year tenure, or perhaps 4, as the case may be, generates enough megawatts of resentment to power a nuclear megastation. Why do I say this? They often forget one thing, which is that legacy is not measured by how many kilometers of road or how much infrastructure you have built, but how you made the people who chose you to govern them feel. Apart from the usual litany of sins, such as uncompleted projects, unfulfilled promises, partiality towards their own particular zone, and their tendency to import conflict into communities, what is even more telling is their poor ability to manage and to sustain human relationships whilst in office. First, they jettison lifelong friends, their acolytes, even the foot soldiers who contributed in funds, in sweat, in tears and blood to their electoral success, whilst, on the other hand, going out of their way to cultivate sworn enemies. In short, they have a flawed reward system. Moreover, the speed at which they become addicted to the power at their disposal, wielding it like a lethal weapon, and intent on playing God in the lives of the electorate who gave them that power, is incredulous. This is when all the manias come into play, from megalomania, egomania, pseudomania, squandermania, even dipsomania. The list is endless. The irony of it all begins to unravel once they move first from the engine room of power, which is the governor's office, to the corridors of power, which is just as they're about to leave office, and then to the wide open field when they become ex-governors. That's when the cold wind blows. That's when they look back in search of their old friends, those they avoided, denied access, and disappointed whilst in office. That's when they begin to suffer the withdrawal symptoms that come with power evaporation. That's when they fully comprehend the term cold turkey, and that this does not necessarily refer to a large bird that is frozen, and that even rats will desert a sinking ship. All that money they might have amassed in the course of their political service can never insulate them from the animosity, the bitterness, the enmity, and the bad blood they accumulated whilst in office, and the inevitable state of loneliness and isolation that comes with it. And this, sadly, they often realize too little, too late.
Over the state, and even outside of Anambra, to be here with us. Let me appreciate all of you. We have gathered to celebrate our future. And our future happen to be our children. That's what we have come to celebrate today. We have come to celebrate our future. The future is here with us because solution is here. Well, yes, we have come to celebrate you. I want to appreciate all the children of Anambra State. Those hundreds of thousands or millions of them who are not able to join us here. Thousands who have gathered here today. An unprecedented number. This is the third time I am witnessing the Children's Day since I assumed office as governor, but we have never seen a crowd like this. We have never seen a crowd like this. Let us appreciate our children. I want to congratulate all of you that marched past here. You all did wonderfully well. You all did wonderfully well. I'm not sure how the judges are going to score this. I don't know. I don't know who is going to come first and who is going to come second. By the way, how many prizes do we give? How many? Huh? 10. 7. Only 7. No, the primary school on there. Primary school on there. 3. Secondary school on there. 3. Yes, sir. No. We should make it primary school. Because there are so many. Primary school, they should give, you said 3.
Yes, sir.
I double it to the first 6.
Wow.
Secondary school, you said 3.
3, yes, Mr.
You double it to the first 6.
Thank you.
And then the prizes for each of them times 3. The prizes for each of them times 3. In terms of the monetary value for what you go home with, quite a lot of preparations. You have to brief me about what the cash prize is.
Yes,
because
sir.
we need to raise it and raise it and raise it.
Thank
so
you,
that
sir.
they have to go home with something significant.
Thank you, sir.
You have done well. As I look in your faces, as I look in the faces of these children, I can see a glorious future for Anambra State. I can see a glorious future for Nigeria. Yes, the theme for this year's Children's Day borders on getting children equipped with the skills and the relevant know-how to be able to secure their future. I want to say that here in Anambra, we're intentionally, deliberately prioritizing our future by investing massively in the education of our children. We are investing in our future because the children today, our youths, happen to be the bridge to our future. And therefore, today our investment, we are making the investment in 10, 20, 30 years. These investments will begin to yield maximum dividend. And our children will conquer the world. The world will come to Anambra, and our children will not only acquire the skills that they need here, but they will also be skills that are exportable abroad. Yes, I love our children, and I love seeing them in schools. I love seeing them in schools, because without education, you don't have money, you have nothing. And that is why I want to say this. I was reading the promise of the Labour Party in the United Kingdom. Their promise this coming election is that if they win, they were going to recruit about 6,000 or so new teachers to put into the whole of the UK. Here in Anambra, in 2 years, we have already recruited 8,115 and put in Anambra school. In Anambra alone, somebody told me this is unprecedented in the history of Nigeria, not to talk about here in Anambra. And that is because our children matter. That's our greatest asset. Our greatest asset and bridge to the future happen to be our children. And that's why we are prioritizing this. And I won't say much. Yes, we have the free basic education in all public schools. And in the Anambra, the enrollment in public schools has gone up within a year by 18.7%. And this has meant that out-of-school children have now gone down to the point that Anambra children in the entire 36 states plus FCT. Anambra has the lowest out-of-school children. And where is the speaker? I know you were talking about making it compulsory. Getting to the compulsory element. Yes, we are getting there. Our goal is to drive out-of-school children, the percentage to drive it to 0 in Anambra State. And that is a mission that we are going to be accomplishing. I think we are going to be very, very bullish, very aggressive with that. By the time you come back in September to December, we will meet again next year and compare notes. So thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for drawing attention back to that. But we're already the best. We are already the best in Nigeria in terms of out-of-school children that we recorded. Yes, I'm listening attentively to the presentation, the other parts of the child's law that we need to implement, especially in terms of accommodation for the children who are rescued in the streets and so on and so forth. We will get into those. But we are very deliberate in terms of our investment in the future of our children. Right from the time they are conceived, right from when they are in their mother's wombs, we began to take care of Anambra children by guaranteeing free antenatal, free delivery in all our public hospitals. And so far, 0 maternal or child death in our public school, in our public hospitals. So, eventually, ụmụaka Anambra bụ nọọ maka ụnụ ka anyị ji wee bịa, maka ụnụ ka anyị ji amụ anya n'abalị, maka ụnụ ka anyị ji ife anyị na-collect as no tax or revenue and so on. We are putting them back on you because you are the guaranteed future for Anambra. The roads will come and go. The skyscrapers can fall. Everything else can disappear. But the investment in the children of Anambra, I won't say much, but only to assure you that Anambra is getting better and better and better. Is Anambra getting better? Yes, sir. Is Anambra getting better? It will continue to get better and better and better and better. We're only putting the foundations in place. Here in Ekweme Square, if you look that direction, by the time you come back next year, it will be an executive pavilion. If you look by this other way in our front here, it's another pavilion that will look like this one or even better than this one. So by the time you come back next year, Ekweme Square will be somewhere different because the solution is Anambra we are the A state of Nigeria, and we take nothing but A levels. So I want to thank all of you for coming. I appreciate all of you. Appreciate our teachers, particularly, who spend their time, because there is no good schools without good teachers. No good schools without good teachers. And we're intentionally investing in you, not just in recruiting the best teachers that we can find. We don't recruit our teachers through Imam. We recruit our teachers on merit-based, because these children of Anambra deserve nothing but the best teachers in the world. And that's who you are. We thank you, our teachers, for continuing to deliver in spite of all the circumstances. If I not turn over advance payment, you get your advance payment here on earth. God will continue to bless you, because you continue to nurture our children to greatness. We thank you all, everyone else who has come, and all of us to take responsibility. In the Anambra, I call on everyone to invest in education. I call on everyone. That champagne that you drink, that crystal champagne, those bottles, I don't say you don't drink them. But only remember, if you can save the cost of one bottle of your favorite brand a week, save the cost of your favorite brand a week. If it is champagne, save the cost of one bottle per week. Aggregate it for the entire weeks of the year. Take the total savings and go back to your village and visit the nearest school to your house. You will be amazed at what difference that you can make. Education, investment and education is everybody's responsibility. And I call on the Anambra. We are pushing towards what we call the public-private community partnership. Visit the school nearest to you in your community. You can help to repair a leaking roof. You probably buy a pencil for a child. If you cannot adopt a school, buy a pencil for a child. That way, we all collectively, as India Anambra, will continue to lay that foundation. That Anambra will continue to be the best. We continue